All right, what's going on YouTube? I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. And today's video is just going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be me going on a bit of a rant. But I guess it's not really too much different, is it? Because I usually end up doing that whenever I film one of these types of videos. So if your attention span is not longer than that of a single TikTok video, then I suggest clicking off because we're going to be talking for a little bit here. And today what we are talking about is what to do after you actually get your Grail Watch. So, I just got done at the gym. I was in the shower and, I was having one of those shower thoughts. I don't know if you guys also get those, shower thoughts, but it definitely just occurred to me. I recently got, well, not recently because it's been a few months now, but I got my Grail Watch, which is my Submariner, which is what I'm wearing today. And today I am wearing it on the Hydroflex FKM Artem strap. I haven't taken it off that strap since I actually filmed the review. I just really like the way that this combo looks. But this video is less about the watch itself and more about, the watch's context in the space of my collecting journey and the rest of my life. And I'll explain what that means, and I'll try and break that down as best as I can as we go forward in this video. So what do I actually mean by that? Well, I think that anybody who is, seriously into watch collecting, let me just take a drink of my Huel. Look, anybody that's seriously into watch collecting and has been doing it for any amount of time has at one point thought about their favorite Grail Watch or their Grail Watch, the watch that they would love to have if money was no object, and if they could reach a certain point in life, they could eventually go to, wherever, go to the boutique or the authorized dealer and pick up that watch and take it home with them. And for the longest time, that watch was the Submariner. It didn't really matter if it was the date or non-date, just the fact that, or just the Submariner itself, the Rolex Submariner, for me was my Grail Watch for a very, very long time. I'd always been aware of it, even before I really started seriously collecting watches, and I always thought about how cool it would be to have it. But, after learning more about the Submariner's connection to military history, specifically that of naval special warfare, as well as just, the James Bond connection in general, like all of these cool little things, all of these cool little aspects and traits and appearances and cameos that the Submariner has made, all of that accumulated together just really built up the appeal for me, and made me fall in love with this watch even more. So when I got the call for my Submariner eventually, in about June of last year, I was overjoyed. I couldn't wait to pick it up. I couldn't really believe that it was actually happening. And I didn't even have to wait that long either, because my sales associate at the authorized dealer, she just really took care of me. And for that, I'm very grateful. But when I picked it up, it felt really good. And, I've been wearing it consistently to this day. At the same time, however, and, let me know if you guys can relate to this, there have been instances where I think to myself, what's next? Where do you go from here? You pick up your Grail Watch, you never thought you'd get it in the first place, but now you have it, you take it home with you. But then the thought starts to build in the back of your mind of, well, this is not really the end of the road. I still have a life to live. Where do I go next in this watch collecting journey? And That's honestly a very tough question to answer. And it's even tougher to answer, in my opinion, if you restrict that answer to the idea of what watch do I get next? Because here's the thing, as watch enthusiasts, as watch collectors, I guess, if you think about watches as, a completely separate part of your life that, nobody else can really relate to, and it's just something that you engage in alone, then it's hard to reconcile the fact that, you just got your Grail watch, and maybe it's time to take a bit of a break, and maybe it's time to let off the gas a little bit, because once you get your Grail watch, usually for most cases, a Grail watch can be fairly expensive. Not all cases, there are some people whose Grail watch is fairly affordable, but for most people, their Grail watch is quite expensive, and from a financial standpoint, it may not be wise to immediately hop back in and start looking at the next acquisition. And from a symbolic standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, I wouldn't say it's the most prudent thing either to go and start looking for the next acquisition immediately after getting your Grail, because a Grail watch is a symbol, as I just said. It represents something big in your life happening, and in most cases, it symbolizes a turning point for the better in people's lives. And to go back looking for, oh, what do I get next? What's the next watch? That isn't always, that in my opinion, at least, that kind of devalues the significance of getting your Grail watch in the first place. This watch meant a lot to me when I was hunting for it, and there were times after I got it where I was looking at other watches, and and I realized, like, wait, why am I doing this? I had to stop and ask why I was already looking at watches to get next, because this is everything I wanted to begin with, but why is the desire still there to get more watches? Why? Honestly, that's a question that I don't even have the answer to right now. I couldn't tell you why. And just speaking off the cuff here, completely unscripted, it's hard to come up with anything intelligible to tell you guys. It's hard to put it all into words. But suffice it to say that the desire to continue collecting is still there. It hasn't gone away. And anybody who is coming from the Urban Gentry's channel will know that, because in the video that he featured, I did say that my next watch that I would like to acquire is that GMT Master 2, the full Ever Rose Gold version. And I don't know if I'll ever get that, but something I want to bring up about that point specifically is that it's been said that there is no true Grail watch for people, and once you do get your Grail watch, you just graduate to a new level of collecting. I would say that the first part of that is not true. I had no desire for a full Ever Rose Gold root beer prior to acquiring this watch. I didn't care about that kind of thing. But as soon as pretty much as soon as I got this, and I started, doing my research, or started, doing more research, and looking at other watches, and I stumbled across the root beer, I was like, oh God, I gotta have that, and that's where I caught myself, why do I want that so badly? Why am I already looking at that now? It's just puzzling to think about. So I would say the second part of that statement is true. Once you do acquire your Grail watch, it can be difficult not to find yourself elevated to a different level of, to a different tier of collecting, I guess. I don't mean that in a condescending way, but I just mean it in the financial sense. You know, you get your Grail watch, it was pretty expensive, now you have it. Now you're looking at other watches in that price point, or possibly above, and you're like, oh gosh, here we go again. So what is the answer to all this? What is the, how do you pump the brakes, I guess, and not, you know, blow your money and end up going bankrupt chasing your second Grail watch and your third, and so on and so forth. My suggestion is to stop looking at watches as much and invest more time into your other hobbies, and invest more time into your friends and your family and other experiences in your life, because those are important too. At the end of the day, this is a phrase that is quite cliche, but they're just watches at the end of the day. That's really all they are. It's a statement that rings true, and it applies all the time, and it's something that we should all keep in mind. These are just watches. You know, the beauty of watches, though, is that during moments, significant moments, good or bad, you're gonna have a watch on your wrist and you'll be able to make memories with it. So if you're spending valuable time with family and friends and you have that Grail watch on your wrist, you know, take a moment to be present and enjoy the fact that you actually are making memories with that watch, and it's becoming more and more special to you in that process. You know, wear that watch every day. Don't let it be a save queen, and just enjoy your life as it is, because I think that is a crucial phase in collecting that is often overlooked, if you will. We're just too focused on acquiring more and more things, and not with being content with what we already have and being grateful for what we already have, and allowing ourselves to experience the beauty of these things in their current state. You know, going out and you know, going on hikes, and being with family and friends and stuff like that. I know for me personally, when I'm not hanging out with family or friends or doing something like that, I like to go to the range, and you know, this may not be the smartest idea, but you know, I go to the range, I have my watches on my, or I have one of my watches on my wrist, and I, you know, as I'm setting rounds down range, you know, it just feels cool, you know, it feels good, you know, putting a watch through its paces like that. And for that amount of time, the only thing I'm focused on is like shooting and, you know, just being accurate. And I'm not thinking about, you know, what watch do I want next, or what's going to be the next piece in the collection, or anything like that. So overall, I would just wrap up this video by saying it's okay to take a break from looking at the next piece. And I think it's very important to just be content with what you have and go out and experience life as it is. That way you can make memories with your watches. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this rant was not too annoying to any of you or too pretentious, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and take care. Thanks.